Okay. So it looks like we are online now. So thank you very much for coming. So it's been a while, 1 month actually, since our last meeting. Yeah. So today we are back with our some of our experience that we are having during the Ramadan month. Yeah, so today we'll be talking about the RouterOS migration from version 6 to version 7. Okay, so these are our agenda. So we just doing some prerequisite knowledge, migration process before migration, and then during the migration. Actually, it's not much during the migration. And then after migration, that means after you have your own version 7, then what you will do. Okay. It's recorded. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, yeah, for those who are new, we are GLC, Garda Lintas Cakrawala. We are based in Bandung. We are doing training and IT consulting. We do MikroTik, Ubiquiti, and Linux Foundation. We develop our own GLC Radius Manager, including the billing. Okay. Yeah, so my name is Achmad Mardiansyah. I'm based in Bandung. I'm Linux user, MikroTik user, Ubiquiti user, a programmer, a PHP user, MySQL user. I think I have to put them here. I'm doing trainer as well, teaching Linux, MikroTik, Cisco, other stuff. Okay, so this is what we did in the past. Yeah, mostly related to ISP, like built ISP from ground up. Yeah, from zero to something so that you can make money with your own network. Yeah, what else? Yeah, develop software, sort of like that, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so next is about the GLC webinar. So we did it since 2010 with various topics, but mainly related to networking, sysadmin, and programming. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. I can see some of you already here. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can introduce yourself later. Okay. And then we assume you already know some of networking and then MikroTik RouterOS knowledge before you join this webinar. Yeah, let's review some prerequisite knowledge. We already know that we have 7 OC layers. So when we do communications, we are communicating in layers. Yeah, so every layer has its own functionality or responsibility. Yeah, specific functions that we can that needs to be achieved. So yeah, so that's how we communicate. So one layer will be discussing with another layer in other communication partner. And then from one layer to the other layer, we have a process called encapsulation. So the data will be added more and more. And then if you see here, yeah, by the time goes, the data that that we have initially here on top, yeah, so it's very small data. But when we send here, for example, this is a layer 2. Just before we send the data to the media, so the data, that small data, only 5 characters become this big. Okay. So yeah, that's how the encapsulation looks like. So we are wrapping the data and with other data. Okay, so here is the difference between router and routing. Router is the device, routing is the process. And then usually in our network, we have a physical topology and then we have a logical topology, which is talking about the layer 3 information. And then in order to forwarding the packets, we are using our routing tables. And then this is an example when a package arrives at router 1 in this, for example, logical topology. Okay, so there must be, if we take a look at the packet processing in the MikroTik router, there are several places where routing table is read. So first, after the pre-routing, which is before the forward and input, and before the output chain. Okay, so these are the places where routing decisions happens. Yeah. So after we read the routing tables, and then we will get the exit interface. Okay, so this is administrative distance. So so by reading this slide, so we assume you already know how the routing table works. Okay, and then one parameter in routing table is administrative distance. So this is one example of how administrative distance looks like. Okay, so the shorter distance, of course, will be the winner. Here are some examples of routing administrative distance based on the routing protocol. Okay, and then we have regarding routing. Routing means we develop a table that is used to forward a data from one interface to the other interface. Okay, so that's how routing is scaled. So our focus is on forwarding from one interface to the other interface, as simple as that. Yeah. Yeah, and then every router will do the same job from start to the beginning to the end. Yeah, so in order to develop the tables, we have two methods. First is the static routing, meaning we have to log into every router and then we configure the routing table by ourselves. This is called static routing. Second is this is more efficient way if you have lots of routers. Okay. Yeah, it's called dynamic routing. And then in order to have a dynamic routing, we need to run some routing protocol, for example, RIP, OSPF, or BGP. Important to note that routing is done one way. Forwarding process router is based on the IP address. So yeah, router is making the decision based on the header that you are sending here. So here on layer 3, we have here's layer 3, right? So we have information about the destination IP and then source IP, and then the router will take, as you can see here, source address, destination address, and then a current router will take the destination address as a parameter to do a decision, to make a decision where your packet is forwarded. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see here, there is no guarantee that packets always come and go in the same path. Okay, so for example, from A to B goes this way. Okay, but from return, when it returns, it goes this way. Okay, yeah. So there is no guarantee. So what we can guarantee is our outgoing path, because that's our router, and then we are the one who is managing our own router. Okay, so let's talk about the migration. So first, I think there are many, there are several, not several, there have been videos, so we already discussed benefits of having RouterOS version 7. Yeah. So if you miss them, and then you can check our previous webinar that was discussing about the benefit of RouterOS 7. Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, RouterOS 7 brings lots of improvement, especially in the area of routing. Okay, it's a layer 3. Yeah, it's the core features of networking, which is the layer 3, and then MikroTik put lots of improvement there. Of course, if you're touching very core features for networking, it's gonna be very very tricky. Yeah, because yeah, lots of things can be broken. As you can see in the next few slides here. Okay, so yeah, the thing is, yes, that there are improvements, but there are also some feature that's also got broken because of that upgrade. So it's up to you. But I think if your router is very simple router that only do forwarding here and there, okay, a little bit about routing protocols like OSPF, BGP. I mean, it's just okay. Yeah, unless if you are using like sophisticated things like PLS with PLS with blah 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 with blah blah blah. Perhaps that one is not that easy to migrate. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about migration. So first migration, before migration, you need to test in your test environment. So you can use virtual machine emulator like VMware, Proxmox or Zen or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, before you upgrade. Okay. So you can test important features like routing filters, BGP peering attributes, yeah, OSPF, QoS, IP firewall, hotspot, PPP, scripts, and scheduler. Yeah, because there are some features available. There are some commands or configuration that is different. Yeah. So doing tests first. Okay. And then also prepare scripts. What's the difference? Yeah. So yeah, in our experience, we develop scripts. Okay, a list of commands that needs to be executed after we do migration. So after we upgrade, and then we just execute this command, this command, this command, this command, and then yeah, the routers will run in like a normal router. Yeah, so it is easier instead of we are clicking here and there. It's easier if we set up the script first and then copy and paste. Done. Okay, so especially with the routing filter here. Yeah, so this is how routing filter looks like if you are using version 7. Yeah, so there is no routing filter like what we have before. So you need to put something like this. Yeah, so there will be a if, okay, and then check the destination ID, destination destination address in something in the prefix, okay, and this is n, and then here's the destination line, the prefix, okay. So first is a subnet, and then the prefix. Prefix means slash, okay, either it's /8, /9, /10, whatever, up to /32, okay. So both, so you can think it is like a programming things, okay. So you have if start, if stop here, and then here's the if true condition, okay. If the condition true, okay, and then we accept, If condition false, we reject. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, and then we do the migration. Actually, this process is easier. Okay, so we just go to channel upgrade. Okay, so make sure you are using the latest version 6. Okay, it will not harm your router. Okay, and then you click. It will detect the latest version 7 version. Okay, and then you just click download and install. Wait for a moment until it reboots, and then yeah, off you go. Okay. Yeah, this is upgrading process. Upgrading process is fine. And then after migrations, yeah, this is what we found. Okay, so this is what we like about the RouterOS, right? Yeah, it has a lower CPU usage. Yeah, so that's what we like. So in the previous version 6, during the peak hour, okay, where the traffic is high, usually at night because the customer are residential, so they are very active at night. Oops. Oh yeah. Yeah. So before was 25 to 30, but after version 7, yeah, uh, the average is yeah. So as you can see, yeah. So before was here. This is before, okay, and then here's the after. So as you can see, uh, total number of subscribers are similar, but CPU usage is lower. Okay, so that's what we like from version 7. Sorry, I need to reply here. Next is, this is also important if you have a static route and then you activate the check gateway. Yeah, yeah. This one is a little bit tricky. Yeah, so if you have a check gateway active, whereas set check gateway equals to ARP. Yeah, so as you can see here. Yeah, this one here. So ARP if the gateway is directly connected. and then check gateway ping if the gateway is indirectly connected. Yeah. Next is sometimes we got this issue, IUSH, as you can see here. I means IUSH, UI. Oh, okay. Sorry. I put it in the wrong order. So IUSH, yeah. So I means invalid, unreachable, static, and hardware upload. So the thing is, this only happens in the static routes. Okay. So as you can see, it belongs to static route here. Yeah. With IPv4. Okay. So it says here it's unreachable. Why? Because this is the gateway. The gateway here is unreachable because of the check gateway method. And then why it's not unreachable? Well, looks like perhaps maybe a bug, or perhaps there is another rule for provisioning the routing, yeah, which is uh, uh, routing, which is uh, uh, rules for check gateway here, as I explained earlier. So it seems like when you use check gateway ping, so what's the difference between check gateway ping and check gateway ARP? So ARP means layer 2, so using layer 2 features, but ping is layer 3. Okay, so layer 2 means, yeah, just use layer 2. Okay, layer 3 means layer 3. So if they are using layer 3, it means it seems like it will be affected by the routing table itself. It seems so, yeah. So yeah, I would say so if the gateway is directly connected, you can use ARP. If not, then you can use ping. Yeah, if indirect. Is it possible to have indirect a gateway? Yes, it's possible. And how to do that? We are using a recursive route. Next is performance. Yeah, we like the performance. Yeah, the overall performance is good. The routing filter is better. Yeah, is much more responsive than previously. Yeah, yeah. But be careful with MTU issue. Yeah, because if there are two interfaces connected, so these two interfaces must have similar MTU settings for them. BGP, we like it, yeah. Performance is good. Routing filter is also responsive, yeah. And then this is also better. The full route can be obtained in less than 1 minute, yeah. So previously we have several minutes, sometimes 5 minutes or more, yeah, if you have lots of load. But yeah, BGP performance version 7 is much better. Yeah, this is what we like. Okay. What else? Oh yeah, IPsec. Yeah. The thing is, yeah. Since we upgrade to version 7, the IPsec, our IPsec connectivity is broken. So we use other alternative to connect in encrypted way. So this includes IPsec, direct IPsec, UIP or L2TP with IPsec. You know, UIP has setting for IPsec, L2TP also IPsec. Yeah. Yeah, so they don't have yeah, yeah, it is it seems like um, maybe it's under development. So yeah, that was IPsec. Oh yeah, no, it's done. Yeah. If you have any questions, and then write something in the group chat. If you're interested, please come to our training. And yeah, this is end of the slides. Yeah, if you have feedback, so please write your feedback here. For further events, just check our website, also our Facebook page, and slides will be available on Slideshare. Discord is available in Bahasa Indonesia, and then recording will be available on YouTube. Well, I think that's all. Thank you very much for coming. We'll see you in the next webinar next week. Okay, thank you very much. And then see you in the next webinar. Okay, goodbye. Have a nice day.